So the Premier League is back. Loving it. Arsenal get back into winning ways against Frankfurt after that poor performance against Watford last weekend. Let's get back to winning ways in the Premier League, boys, and we move forward and get closer to this Champions League football. Come on, the Gunners.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
So it's Aston Villa in the Premier League tomorrow. Arsenal go back into winning ways against Frankfurt during the week. Let's make sure we bring that form from the Frankfurt game into the Villa game and get back into winning ways in the Premier League. We need to make sure we get back into the top four. Champions League is a must for Arsenal this season. If we can do it by winning the Europa League, that's a bonus. But let's make sure we do it via top four. And you know what? Don't put ourselves under that pressure we did last season. I'm going to give you my predicted lineups of the Villa game. I'm going to make 6 changes from the Frankfurt game. And let me know if you agree with it. And if you don't agree with it, who would you replace these players with? Let's start off with goalkeeper. Now, we all know Martinez had an absolute blinder against Frankfurt. Clean sheet. Saves here, there and everywhere. But to me, Leno will stay my number one because Leno deserves to be Arsenal number one. He hasn't made many mistakes this season. Maybe that one against Tottenham that probably stands out. But you know what? Leno doesn't deserve to be dropped because Martinez had one good game. So to me, Leno stays number one. Moving on to right back. Now, we all seen that Bellerin has played for the under-23s against Wolves last night. But to me, I think this game's come too soon for him. So to me, I'm going to stick with Maitland-Niles right back until Bellerin comes back into the team. Moving on to left back, same situation. Tierney played the same amount of minutes for the under-23s against Wolves last night as Bellerin. But again, I believe fitness has probably come a bit too soon for him and this game is a bit too early for him. So to me, for the moment again, we'll stick with Kolasinac left back. Centre back, I'm going to go with Socrates. Socrates, yes, he's made that mistake against Watford last week when he tried to play out from the back. But to me, I still believe he's a leader and I believe that Socrates needs to be there in the centre back. I'm going to make one change from that Watford game last week. I'm going to take out David Luiz. I think David Luiz has been a liability. He made a lot of mistakes against Frankfurt. He got caught under the ball a few times and he's given away 2 penalties already this season. To me, I'll take David Luiz out and I will replace him with Rob Holding. If Rob Holding was fit enough to travel to Frankfurt, he's fit enough to play. And if he's fit enough to play, he's in my team for the Villa game tomorrow. Then I'm going to move on to midfield. 2 holding midfielders. To me, Torreira has to play. Box-to-box player, ball winner. We need to have that workhorse in the midfield. You know what? To win the ball and make everyone's game a lot easier. To me, Torreira is one of them middle 2. Playing beside him, Joe Willock. I'll replace him, take Xhaka out and play Joe Willock. Joe Willock had an outstanding game against Frankfurt and Joe Willock has got to play alongside Torreira in the midfield. Moving on to the 3 in front of them. Right midfield, yes, Pepe has not had the greatest start so far, but I believe, and I still believe, and I'll keep on saying it, until he gets that goal, he'll kick on. You've seen when he came on against Frankfurt, they stepped back because they couldn't handle his pace. And I believe we need that pace to help Aubameyang up top. So to me, Pepe will go right midfield for me. Left midfield, you've got to play this kid. He had an outstanding game against Frankfurt. 2 assists and 1 goal. He didn't start the game that great, but he grew into the game. And you know what? He was man of the match. Saka has got to play against Villa tomorrow. Saka left midfield for me. In behind the striker, Ceballos. Ceballos is a creative player. And you know what? He can pass through gaps that people don't even know you could pass through. Absolute gem of a player. And he's got to play against Villa tomorrow. Because I believe he will open up that defence. The defence is quite tight. But I believe the likes of Ceballos can pass the ball from anywhere. And up front, we've got to go with Aubameyang. Aubameyang, yes, you've been scoring goals, but you need to making sure you get these sort of easy misses out of your head. Because at the end of the day, that one against Frankfurt, when it was 11 men against 11 and we were 1-0 up, and you missed that sitter, it could have cost us maybe the 3 points. They could have come back and drew, or maybe went on to win the game. But you need to make sure you cut out these easy chance misses and stuff like that. But to me, Aubameyang's our main man, scoring goals here, there and everywhere. You know what? Aubameyang up front for me. So that is my Arsenal team that I believe should play against Villa tomorrow. Like I say again, if you would make any changes, who would you take out? Yes, I know that the likes of Xhaka had a good game against Frankfurt, even though it hurts me to say it. Mustafi had a good game against Frankfurt. So them two are probably going to be on the bench, and then you've got the other players that are probably already there on the bench as well. But yeah, if you agree with my team, let me know. And if you don't agree with it, like I say, who would you replace these players with? Thank you everyone for watching. And Arsenal, make sure we get back to winning ways in the Premier League. Come on, you Gunners!